Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here we go. It is that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners from across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnarton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, June 15, 2023. So nice to have you all with me. In just a little bit, I believe our friend Eazy-G is going to be calling in with his weekly entertainment report. Unfortunately, we don't have Dank Sinatra here again this week to participate in that because I feel that they really kind of elevated. You know what? I think they pushed Eazy-G to do even better. I think they helped him to, they inspired him, if you will, to up his game. So we'll see. We'll see how this week goes when he calls in. Our friend Eazy-G with his weekly entertainment report. And then coming up in the second hour, our musical guest today, Andrew North and the Rangers, although I believe specifically just Andrew North is coming in solo. And he's going to bring in his keyboard, and he's going to perform live for us on the show. And we will talk, of course. Really looking forward to that. I've been hearing a lot and seeing a lot on social media about Andrew North and the Rangers. So that should be really, really cool. By the way, we do have a musical guest for tomorrow as well, an international guest. I believe they are from Germany, if I remember correctly. Hell's Throne will be Skyping in tomorrow on the program. So lots going on, lots to do, always lots to talk about. If you'd like to get in with a quick call before Eazy-G calls us, the studio line is open, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But, I believe our friend Eazy-G is already on the line. Easy, is that you?
Yeah, I'll have to wait a few minutes.
What do you mean? What?
Well, you said a quick phone call before I call in, so that if somebody wants to call in, I'll wait just a few minutes.
They're going to have to wait a few minutes. How are you, sir? Do you feel, how was it last week during your entertainment report with the guys from Dank Sinatra here? Did they help, do you feel they helped you elevate your game?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wish I could just could have heard them better, but
right.
It's hard to hear people that are sitting in the, I can hear you fine, but for some reason it was anyways, I didn't hear him. Maybe his microphone was down. I don't know. I had a hard time hearing what he was saying.
And yet you feel that they helped you elevate your game.
Oh, yeah, why not?
I've noticed you've...
But it's great to have music on almost every day now. It's great.
Yes, I noticed you've adopted a mischievous laugh recently. There it is.
No, it's great, though. It's great. You have musical artists, sometimes Skype in or come in or call on the phone. That's great.
Yeah, Jenny does all the booking, and she does a fantastic job. And, we used to... Prior to 2023, we kind of had musical guests, 2 or 3 times a month, and now it's more like 2 or 3 times a week, and it's great. I'm enjoying it tremendously.
Yeah, it's a great way to get their music out there in this world.
Yes, actually, I think this week it's 4 times this week, which is even better.
Great.
I love it. It's, as much as I love talking about politics, and I do, I am a political junkie, but there's something sort of music and talking about music or any creative endeavor. It's almost like a palate cleanser, it rejuvenates me.
I agree.
Yes. Because as much as I love politics, and I do find it exhilarating, it can also be frustrating and it can be demoralizing and, it can be a lot of negative things too. So you take the good with the bad, but so it's good. It's a good balance.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
If you're a
Yes.
music fan or you like politics, this is your show.
That's right. And if you like Eazy-G's Entertainment Report, am I right?
True, I guess you're right.
Yes. Well, shall we get to it? I can go ahead and hit your music.
Yeah, might as well because you have a guest coming on in about 45 minutes. So we'll try to get out of here before then.
I would I would imagine so. Okay.
He was once a thug from around the way. Easy.
You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Eazy-G's got ya. Entertainment report style.
That's why I'm easy. 'Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
It's weird. I can't hear it again.
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
By the way, Eazy-G, our friend Isaac Banks from Greensboro, North Carolina, just said in the chat room, Eazy-G, holy smokes, which is ironic. Well, more coincidental, really, because the song you requested this week for the end of your segment is April Cushman's song, Smoke.
Right. It's funny, the second week in a row, I couldn't hear the music in the background.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Maybe you need to listen
Yeah,
more
it's
carefully.
funny when they were doing the, I don't know if you heard the show this morning when they were doing the report there from Robert Dion. One of the person in the audience there the audience, the room there, the radio room, said April Cushy. Remember I used to call her April Cushy?
Yes, I remember you also used to call her April Cushion. It took you a while to learn her actual name.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, but
Well,
I had like a brain block. Anyways,
you had a mental block.
Yes, I must have. Yes. Hey, we're going to dedicate the show to a couple of ladies there. EST there, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, and that old lady. God rest her soul, China. I know what you said, right? Bianca and Rhea Ripley is a lot better than China ever was.
Oh, definitely. No disrespect to China.
I read on the gossip on the internet that she's going to start wrestling some men. Isn't that what China used to do?
Oh yeah, I hope that's not true. I don't want to see that. I don't like intergender
I don't either.
wrestling.
To be honest with you. But anyways, I want to give a quick shout out to, I wish I would ever do this, but MJF and Adam Cole. What a performance last night. 30-minute show on TV. They usually never say that. Never had that many minutes on a TV wrestling show.
I need to find that match and watch it with Jenny. MJF versus Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I very much want to see that. I'm
Adam
surprised.
Cole was really a WWE guy, of course. And he hasn't been around lately because I guess he's been injured.
Yes.
The gimmick was if he won last night, he would get a title shot against MJF. So since it ended in a draw, Adam Cole said 5 more minutes that they want to give it to him. MJF ran out the door. That was a great match, 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, I need to see that. Absolutely. Need to see it.
Definitely, I recommend anybody that can watch that.
Oh,
anyways, and of course, my question is it possible to have too much wrestling on television?
Well, that's up to the.
This Saturday, Collision's on TNT, 8 to 10, and of course, they just promote it as the CM Punk show.
Yes.
You haven't heard from that dummy in a while.
I like CM Punk. I mean, I don't agree with what he did during that press conference there. That
of course not
media scrum. But
one thing the guy on their old wrestling show on 10-minute highlights of everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And he's wondering, is MJF slapping a fan, taking his slim and his hat off? But I think it was just a plant, make him look like a bad guy.
By the way, now Melanie Liberty from the great state of Vermont has a question in the Facebook live chat because, she loves the wrestling talk. She's very into it. She says, why the dislike of intergender wrestling? I do not like any kind of a situation where you might have a man doing wrestling moves or any kind of striking or any kind of violence at all on a woman. I do not like to see that.
Yeah, I don't like that, no.
And
that doesn't look good, I agree.
I'm okay with occasionally they'll have an intergender tag team match where it's
I don't mind that.
A male and
woman wrestle the woman and men.
Right, because as long as there's no male on female violence, but I don't like to ever see under any circumstance even the potential of even the teasing of male on female violence absolutely is it turns me off. I don't like to see that.
Do you think MJF, slapping the hat off was a plant for one of the fans, make him look like a bad guy?
Oh, probably. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Melanie also says...
supposedly he threw coffee in somebody's face. I don't like that one. That's not right. When you spit somebody's face, I don't like that.
Right.
That's overboard.
Melanie says, expressing why she loves wrestling, she says, yum, yum, oiled up dudes in spandex trying to cuddle each other. That isn't exactly what happens, but, when you have a rest hold, like you have, like somebody has the other guy in a headlock or something, that could look like cuddling, I suppose.
Yeah, I didn't see it because when they showed it on Wrestling Live, this guy's a show on internet. He said MJF was wearing some, the things you wear around your, in your wrist. It says Vince was right because when he did that promo last week, he's saying Adam Cole and Vince saying it couldn't be the name of the company. Always shooting out to the old WWE. Well, like I said, I think he signed a long-term contract. He's not going anywhere.
Right.
But it's good wrestling talk, though, talking about Vince McMahon and Triple H. And
yes.
free publicity. They say all publicity is good publicity.
Well, not that gets overstated at times, but basically, yes.
True, but that guy, Eric Bischoff, he wrote a book about that.
He wrote a book, and I did read it. Yes, Controversy Creates Cash by Eric Bischoff.
Right, it was pretty good, yeah. It was pretty good reading.
Uh-huh. Oh, Melanie is asking, is MJF, is that Michael J. Fox? No.
No.
Do you know what MJF stands for, Eazy-G?
No.
Let's test your knowledge. What does MJF stand for? And don't look at the chat room.
I don't think it's anything we can say on the radio, probably, right?
Of course we can. It's Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Oh, yeah. I think it's his real name, right?
I think so. What did you think it meant? Something naughty?
I was thinking something we couldn't think on the radio, but I guess you're right. You were right this time.
Yes, yes.
Oh boy. All right, well, we'll go on to the rest of the fun stuff. Right now, Amanda's doing a lot of gigs in Tennessee, but we don't talk about that. She's real busy, which is great. But she is working on a new album, and it's going to be coming out in the future. I don't know what day that is. She's working on new songs and.
Yeah, so, wow, that's some big news. So she has a new album that's going to be coming out in the future.
Well, she don't really say when, so I just say in the future. It just sounds good.
You're bringing the exclusives today.
Yeah, and of course, we played it last week. You can find it on all platforms. New music from Katie Dobbins called When Seasons Change.
Yes.
And she said more songs to come in the future. She doesn't say when, but...
Doesn't say when, so more songs in the future. Once again, you are breaking news. This is why.
Right,
this is why we depend on your report. Yeah.
Oh, this one already went by, so we won't talk about that.
Good. Okay. Very good. Yes. Move along.
Yeah,
yes.
that was in the past. So he's going to play June 21st at 4:00 at the Best of Lakes Region Celebration in Guilford. It's called the Gunstock Mountain Resort. So I think if we're going to advertise these events, it's important that people go to the right place.
Yes.
I just say Guilford is like, where in Guilford is that? People might say that on the chat line. But where the heck is that?
So you're
saying...
he's going
to be playing at the...
You're saying in your entertainment report you like to include the place, the actual place.
Right, because before I would just mention the city, and it's like, where in the city is it? So June 28th at 6 o'clock, tickets are available at the door, $10 to $15, called Songwriter Roundup with Jack Terrier and, of course, the great Ali Baudry. It's going to be emeritus at the Herman Woods Winery.
Now, Scott Robinson said, now I think he meant a previous announcement, but I'm not sure which one, so we'll go with that one. Scott says that announcement should get the air horns. Oh, that was not the right one.
What announcement?
I need a different air horn.
All right.
There we go.
Well, anyways, you're going to be playing I don't hear it. For some reason, I don't hear the background noise. I don't know why, but
I don't know either.
Bad reception.
Yes, you have bad reception.
I'll assume that you played it. And next month, in a couple of weeks, you're playing July 8th at 1:30 p.m. at the Alvern House Vineyard in Brookline. And it's a free event, and it's live music, and it's called the Summer Series. You'll be playing other dates.
Who's playing that?
Summer.
Who is playing that?
Katie Dobbins.
Katie Dobbins. Okay.
Katie Dobbins.
That's what we're talking about. Okay.
She announced another show, but it's way in the future, so we won't talk about that.
Way in the future. What are your parameters, Eazy-G? How far in the future are you willing to go?
It's actually the fall time. It's right after, if you follow the Peter White Morning Show, it's after his birthday.
Right. So anything after Peter's birthday, you will not be announcing in your entertainment
Right.
report.
I think his birthday is the 18th. I think I'm right about that. I might be wrong.
You think it's the 18th of what?
It's in September. I was put it that way.
18th of September is Peter White's birthday, is what you're saying.
Right. We'll wrap it up with April Kushman.
Uh-huh.
She got a new song. We can play it next week, I believe, and it's on every platform. It's called More Than This Truck.
More Than This
We'll
Truck.
listen to a couple seconds of it.
Well, she is a country artist.
Right. So we can play it next week because it's coming out on the 23rd.
Oh, will that be a world radio premiere?
I have no idea.
Probably. Let's assume it is.
But, yeah, well, you can just say it is, I guess.
Yeah, it's
and
good
she's
to
telling-
assume.
Well, here we go. She was telling everybody in May that she's going to have more music in the future, so I guess the future has arrived.
Apparently, the future will be next week. Very exciting.
Right, in the year ago, in the springtime, she released on all platforms a song called Smoke.
Smoke.
We'll listen to that in a bare few minutes.
Yes, that's how we will end your
She got busy
segment.
time coming up. She got more gigs. I like to say this name, and more gigs. And then we'll put it in the summertime.
Right, so you're not going to be telling us those today? Is that because they're in the future?
No, they're in the summertime, so it won't be.
Oh.
Yeah, she released a lot of gigs, but they don't have
So they're
the,
not
time or
yeah.
place, so,
So
we'll hold off on announcing those.
So they're later in the summer, but they're not technically in the future, is what you're saying.
Well, they are kind of in the future, I guess.
Kind of in
Back
the
to the
future.
future.
Just not. It depends on how literally
Well, anyways.
you want to take the word future. There's so many different ways you could
I
take
like that word.
Yeah, it's a good word, future. Yeah.
Well, anyways, she's back at 4 o'clock in the Golden in Manchester on the patio, and it's Mondays, and June 26th and July 3rd.
Who are we talking about?
And April Kushman.
April
alert.
Cushman, yes.
And she's going to be playing on August 8th called the Jelly Roll Tour.
Uh-huh.
In the Jelly Roll Backyard Baptism. And it's going to be Ellie King and Struggle Jennings on the hazy little stage. Oh, Bank of Pavilion. People might know what that is. Bank
Yes.
of New Hampshire Pavilion.
It's a good venue.
It's a 7 p.m. show, and parking opens at 4:30, and doors are at 6. But I don't have any ticket information right now, so it's to be announced.
Why is that it called the Jelly Roll Tour? Is that the only thing that's available at
I
concessions?
have no idea.
Hmm.
Yeah, they had to give it some name.
I mean,
The
I
Jelly
would
Roll
hope-
Backyard Baptism.
I would hope that there would at least be maybe some beverages to wash down the jelly rolls.
I would assume so, yeah.
I hope
would assume
so. I
Well,
hope
she's
so.
playing some local shows right here in town.
Uh-huh.
2 shows. June 17th, a pre-show once again. Backyard Brewery and Kitchen right here in Manchester at 6 o'clock.
Do they have jelly rolls?
And she's playing right down the street on June 22nd, the
They
Foundry
must.
Restaurant,
Oh,
6 p.m.
They
in
definitely
Manchester.
have jelly rolls.
And if she's going out of Manchester, you can play at a place called the Library at 7 o'clock in Sunapee, and that's June 30th. And they're all free shows.
They used to have
But
jelly
like I always
rolls.
say, don't forget to tip your waitresses and waiters and throw a couple dollars into the donation jar. And of course, they have now. You can probably go online now because not a lot of people carry, $5-10 on them.
Right. I never
Sometimes
carry
they have
cash.
on their sign. You can go to a certain website and you can throw them a few bucks for their singing.
Uh-huh. Throw them a few bucks for their singing.
And why not? They're there to make some money. That's
Yes.
what it's all about, right?
And to
Making some
sing.
bucks.
Melanie wants to know what flavor of jelly roll, what flavor of jelly do they use for the jelly rolls on the tour?
I really have no idea.
Well, you should look into that, please, if you could. Contact their
Yeah.
tour manager, and he or she should be able to tell you.
Yep. And I'll just announce these 2 shows only because their tickets are on sale. You can get them right now.
Yes.
And this one here is on 90 Old Turnpike Road in Manson. And Joe Nichols is the opening act, and you get ticket information at 4-ticket limit at rangemanson.com, and the general admission is $48 plus shipping and handling. Or you can pay $55 a day to show, or if you really want to go out there and get some VIP seats over in the Skybox at $500 for 4 tickets.
Woo!
I suspect you might have a waitress or waiter come by. Maybe there's some special food.
Yeah, it was probably a jelly
For
roll.
that price.
Strawberry, hopefully, according to Melanie. She hopes it's
Doors
strawberry.
are at 6 and shows at 7. Only one time I sat in the VIP section when I got tickets to the Celtics game.
Yes, you told us about that. You said.
I forget the name of the place, but the owner of the place gave me. Oh yeah, Sullivan. It was a place where you make hair supplies. CB Sullivan. Yeah, the owner gave me for tickets, and I had VIP tickets. Parking it underneath. We had waitress and waiters come to our table. That was just great.
You told us.
Get up and go to the concession stand. And It was great.
You told us it was the best day of your life. I remember you saying that.
Well, one of them, yeah.
No, you said it was the best day.
We'll end it with this show. September 24th. Tickets are available right now at IndianRanch.com. And, of course, it's events at Indian Ranch. It is a 200 Gore Road building on number 1 Webster, Mass.
Oh, we have
know where it is. And gates are 11, shows at noon.
Uh-huh.
It has Zach Brown tribute band, Trailer Trash, Garth Live, Annie Brost, and, of course, April Cushman.
Now, we have a very important question for you in the chat room, Erica, and this is from our friend Scott Robinson, who I dare say might very well be your biggest fan. And but this time it is not about the Hulkster. This time Scott is asking Eric, do you know if they make orange marmalade rolls? Asking for a friend.
I don't know. I don't know that question. I don't have an answer for it, unfortunately.
Oh. All right. I was hoping you could answer, and I was going to give you an air
I
horn.
almost forgot last time. I'm going to forget this time.
Yes.
Like the folks on one of my favorite shows on ESPN2, I believe, is pardon the interruption. They always say at the end of the show, try to do better the next time.
Yes, and that's your mantra, correct?
That's all you can do, right? Try to do better the next time. When you come and do your show today, you say, wow, I like to do better than I did. I'll try to do better the next time.
Oh, we
all say that in your head, right? Maybe I could do a different show, a different way.
I can, I can speak for all of us, Eazy-G, when I say we all hope for that.
Right. All righty. Well, I'll clear the air. I look forward to my song of the week.
All right, Eazy-G. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. All right. That's our friend Eazy-G.
Boy, you should have known by now. Easy dope.
With his entertainment report, and per his request, we'll play a little music. He likes to, he always requests a song to end his report. I'm going to play this. This is Smoke by the great April Cushman. This is the acoustic version. So check this out. She does have an incredible voice. Very, very talented. We got to get her on the show. I feel like we've been talking to Eazy-G about her for years now. We got to get her on. But yes, here it is. And then we'll be back with more Matt Connarton Unleashed. Don't go away, but check this out. April Cushman with Smoke.
Are you putting on a smile to make them happy? Do you bite your tongue and politely agree? Do you walk around on eggshells pretending that you're someone else? 'Cause you're afraid of who you want to be. When you look in the mirror, do you see smoke? Or the girl who nobody knows that think you've got it all together, but you don't? Do you see a lie or truth? And which one's staring back at you? Well, here's a secret nobody knows. It's all smoke. And do you feel like you have to use that filter? Like you lost yourself and this world's just a blur? Are you stuck somewhere in between who you are and what they see? Playing perfect ain't what it seems. When you look in the mirror, do you see smoke? Or the girl who nobody knows, they think you've got it all together, but you don't? And do you see a lie or the truth? And which one's staring back at you? Well, here's a secret but you don't. Do you see a light or the truth? And which one's it about you? Well, here's a secret nobody knows. Yeah, here's a secret nobody knows. Well, it's all smoke. It's all smoke. It's all smoke.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, and thank you to our friend Eazy-G for joining us today for his entertainment report. And this is Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. It looked like it was going to rain. It was getting dark out there, but now the sun's back out, so perhaps not. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, June 15, 2023. Coming up in the second hour, we have Andrew North of Andrew North and the Rangers. He's going to be live in studio with us, and he's bringing in his keyboard. He's going to play some songs. It's going to be really cool. And, of course, we will talk and get to know him. Looking forward to that. And in the meantime, if you'd like to get in with a call, the studio line is open 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is give us a call at 603-250-6007. And by the way, great choice there, Eazy-G, for a song, Smoke by April Cushman. I think we've played that on the show before. That is really good, and she's got just an incredible voice. Let's do this. Let's say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat quickly. Oh, I should remind you, too, because it is Thursday. Tonight is Trivia Night at the Hop Knot, hosted by Broderick Lang. And that starts at 7 p.m., I believe 7 p.m. But if you are going to participate, just make sure you call ahead and make a reservation with Kenny, because those spots do fill up very, very quickly. Isaac Banks is in the Facebook live chat and says, good afternoon, Danny Manchester. How are you doing? However, hope keep in touch with Terry Harris. Yes, we make a lot of connections in the Facebook live chat. Jenny is in the chat room, of course, and says, shalom, peeps. Let's see. Isaac Banks says, Jen, coffee, that is so great. Here in Greensboro, North Carolina, it was raining here, and stop raining. Hashtag Jenny Coffee and Matt Connarton. Today is Sue Rose's birthday. That is my friend. She's from Greensboro, North Carolina. Well, what a surprise. Well, happy birthday, Sue Rowe. Pain Train Pipe Bomb, our friend Ricky Litwinkowicz is in the Facebook live chat and says, what's up, good people? What's up, Ricky? J-Fed, of course, from the great state of Vermont joins us and says, good afternoon, everyone. Let's see. Melanie La Liberty, of course, we mentioned is in there. Let's see. Who else have we got? Just want to make sure we don't miss anybody. Scott Robinson, I mentioned, is in there. Isaac Banks says, my brother Mike Banks likes wrestling. And there was some wrestling talk in there. Let's see. Oh, and Mike from Queen City Cabinetry joins us in the Facebook live chat. Queen City Cabinetry, of course, one of our great sponsors here at WMNH 95.3, but also Mike is one of our co-hosts on Friday nights on Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. And by the way, this Friday night, well, tomorrow night, wow, it's Thursday already. So tomorrow night, Friday is my favorite day. It's my long day here at WMNH, and I do love it so because I get to do this show. And then, of course, there's immediately after me is Granite State of Mind, hosted by Rob Azevedo and Paulie Stone. And then I get to come back for 8 to 11 p.m. for Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C, along with DJ Steve and, of course, Mike from Queen City Cabinetry. And this week on the show, the theme, because there's always a theme, is original demo versions of popular songs. And I love that kind of stuff. So I'll be geeking out on that, getting to hear the original demo versions of these tunes, and you kind of hear how they started and so forth. So that will be a lot of fun. Something Jenny sent me something that she thought might be appropriate for Pride Month. It is Pride Month, and we do support that here, of course. In fact, DJ Reckless, who I think is going to try to come in tomorrow because he was on the news the other day, and it's pretty cool. But we'll save that clip for tomorrow's show because he wanted to be there for that. But Channel 9 did a quick. He was asked about his feelings about the Trump indictment and so forth. But you know, he's DJing for Manchester Pride, and of course the Hop Knot does a lot for. Or Queen City Pride, and the Hop Knot does a lot for that too, of course. But I wanted to, I'll share this audio. It's only a few minutes, but let me just for context, I'll tell you what this is from. So the person in this clip is named Jackie Goldberg, and it says here in the description of the video, L.A. Unified School District President Jackie Goldberg, an openly gay lesbian who has lived with her partner in Echo Park since 1967, denounces protesters, including someone who burned a teacher's rainbow flag. Who better to lead the district's way as outsiders have pilgrimaged to North Hollywood's Satakoy Elementary School, if I'm saying that correctly, to complain, among other things, about the Great Book of Families, which Goldberg notes has one sentence about families who have two mommies or two daddies. Yeah, you know, book banning's a big thing now, which just is incredible to me in the year 2023. I remember when I was a kid, I remember seeing stories in the 80s on television about banning books. And here we are all these decades later, and we're banning books. But the reason I'm going to play this clip, and it really struck Jenny when she watched it, and it really struck me too. I thought it was very powerful. So the name of this clip is, and this is her speaking at a public meeting. The name of the clip is, "How Dare You Make Them Afraid Because You Are." And I'm not going to say anything more about it. I'm going to play it. Again, it's about 4 minutes. She does at one point get pretty animated. So if that freaks you out, hearing a person passionate and animated about a subject that they're speaking on, then this might not be for you. Just a forewarning. And that's another way of saying she does raise her voice. But she gets pretty passionate here, but rightfully so, in my opinion. So I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this with you now. And again, this is from. And by the way, the reason, part of why this is relevant is not only because I think the way she speaks here is very powerful, but also we're talking about the school district where you know, there was it was in the news the other day. There actually a fist fight broke out because, you know, you've got people showing up very angry and hateful about, well, people who are different from them. And apparently they want to make sure our schools are not doing anything to, you know, teach our kids that, you know, some people are different than you and that's okay. Apparently it's, you know, it's very important to some people that children are taught that, no, you have to be afraid of people who are different than you are for whatever reason. I felt like we were making a lot of progress in this country, but I feel like we're backsliding. Yeah, Mike in Queen City, Mike in the chat room, Mike from Queen City Cabinetry says, book banning burning bras. It's all a quick road to hell. Yeah, it's just incredible that this is where we are in the year 2023, but this is where we are. And all right, I've enough. Here's this is Jackie Goldberg.
I read you the entire book. It had one sentence. Families can also be two parents that are mothers and two parents that are fathers. They were told, the parents at that school, that if it...
Hey, I'm sorry. The audio in this is lower than I thought, so I'm going to start that. We're not far in, but I just want to make sure we get the whole thing, so I'm going to start from the beginning. It kind of catches her in mid-sentence, but she's holding up a book that was banned at the school. She's holding up a book about having two, I forgot the title, having two mommies, and, you know, ooh. You know, again, to some people, that's very scary. Melanie says in the chat room, that's right. Illinois just passed a law against book banning. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm proud to have spent a good chunk of my childhood in the great state of Illinois. All right, here we go. I'm starting this over from the beginning. I'm sorry, and I appreciate your patience, but it's worth it.
I read you the entire book. It had one sentence. Families can also be two parents that are mothers and two parents that are fathers. They were told, the parents at that school, that if it was very difficult for their children to be in that room, that they didn't have to be in the room. They announced the assembly, told all the parents, if this is a problem for you, we get it. You know, I've been confronting this issue my entire life. I have been threatened. I have been harassed. I've been denied jobs because of who I am and who I love. Now, a lot of people out there I talk to outside Satakai say, oh, I have a gay cousin, I have a gay nephew, I can't be homophobic. BS. BS. You can be homophobic and have a gay friend, a gay neighbor, a gay son, a gay anything. Talk to all the gay kids that get thrown out of their houses and onto the streets by parents who say, I won't have you in my house any longer. And tell me that having a gay relative means that you're not homophobic. But here's what really scares me. When you have 2 or 3 days of this kind of chaos, of people screaming at the top of their lungs, outside a school that read a book with one sentence in it that said, yeah, guess what? Families can include 2 moms and 2 dads. By the way, at the little discussion at the school after that, as soon as the book was over, one of the little girls sitting at my knees said, I have 2 mommies. But a little boy on my other side said, I have 5 grandmas. The idea that there are different kinds of families. The people screaming out at the streets, they didn't get a chance to find out about that because they made a decision based on hearsay. They made a decision based on agitators, not from their community, but from outside their community who saw an opportunity to take advantage of the real fears of people. I want to be very, very, very clear. Nobody has to accept me. I'm not looking for your acceptance. But you better treat me the same way you treat everybody else. That's how we live in this country. You don't have to love me. You don't have to like me. You can think I'm the devil incarnate. But you better treat me like a decent human being because that's how I treat you, even though you don't believe that I have the right to exist. I am very tired of having young people and adults in the LGBT community hear 3 days of yelling and screaming about this. What do you think that did to them? What do you think that did to every gay teacher, every gay custodian, every gay worker in this city, every gay kid? What do you think that did to them? It made them afraid. It made them afraid. How dare you make them afraid because you are? I'm sorry. I told you this was personal. I went through with this. My son was harassed because he had 2 mommies. But my grandchildren aren't. That's progress. But I say to all of you, nobody in this district will ever sexualize any kid for any reason, in any classroom, in any way, shape, or form. And those of you who believe that this might happen are allowed to read the curriculum materials, are invited into the assemblies with your children, are invited not to have your children go to the assemblies. I do not believe in forcing a parent to have a child attend assembly that they feel would be violating their values. That's fine with me. We don't all have to agree. In fact, none of us all agree.
Well, that's it. That's the clip. How dare you make them afraid because you are? I really have nothing to add because it would be impossible for me to say it any better than that or to sum it up any better than that. So good on her. Again, her name is Jackie Goldberg, and I'm a fan. We're going to wrap up this segment, though, because I saw a musician-looking person in the hallway, so I think our guest is here. So we're going to take a break. We'll play a little something from... I found a song. This is from a studio album of theirs, Andrew North and the Rangers, called Phosphorescent Snack. And let's listen to this, and we'll show some more love to our sponsors. And then when we come back for the second hour, Andrew North is going to be with us live in studio. This is going to be cool. Looking forward to this. But in the meantime, check this out. Oh, the song is called Chicken in the Backyard from the album Phosphorescent Snack from Andrew North and the Rangers. All right. Talk at you on the other side. down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody. We are in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, June 15, 2023, and we have some musicians here in the studio. We've got 3 members, the founding members of Andrew North and the Rangers. So we've got Andrew North here at the news desk. How are you?
I'm great. Good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to meet you. Welcome. And we got Chip and Dale on the couch. We've got, and they are the rhythm section of the band. So now, Chip, you're the bassist. Is that correct?
Oh, that is correct. Yes.
I should have known from the shirt. And so Dale, you're the drummer, obviously.
Yep.
And who sing? Do you guys all sing, or do you do all the singing?
We all sing. We try to spread lead singing duties around a little bit. Everybody sings some harmony parts. I end up doing a good chunk of the lead singing, but we all sing.
Okay. Yeah, you got some love in the Facebook live chat while that last song was on. Miriam Banish was commenting how much she liked it, and somebody else said they had a chicken in the backyard. Oh, Melanie La Liberty from the great state of Vermont. She says, "Hey, I got a chicken in the backyard too."
Very relatable too.
Yes. Yeah. So Andrew North and the Rangers is here with us in studio. If you have any questions or anything at all for the band, 603-250-6007. The studio line is open, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. Isaac Banks in the chat room says, Andrew North, how are you? Chip and Dale, how are you doing, gentlemen? That's how they talk in Greensboro, North Carolina. That's where Isaac Banks is from.
Well, I'm doing awesome. It's beautiful here today. It's been a really nice day.
Yes, yes. You know, when I first started to become aware of you guys, I had seen Fredo from Dank Sinatra. He had, you probably saw this. This was a while ago. He had posted on social media something about he was thinking about starting a band called Andrew South and the Rangers.
I still hope he does. I think that would be incredible.
That would be great. And you guys could tour together.
I know. I was going to say I would love to be their opening act.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Where does the name come from?
Hey, well, that's a long story.
Well, we got time. We got time.
Andrew, when Andrew first met us, he was doing a solo gig as just Andrew of the North.
Oh, okay.
And we were still trying to figure out how to name the rest of the band. And the first gig we were at True Brew, which sadly no longer exists in Concord. And we were Andrew of the North and Friends or something. And Andrew introduced us to the crowd and this is Chip, and this is Dale.
Yeah.
And some woman out there goes, Chip and Dale, like the Rescue Rangers? And so we're like, oh, we'll be Andrew of the North and the Rescue Rangers.
Oh.
Way too long.
Right.
That eventually got, shortened to Andrew North and the Rangers. But that's where Rangers comes from because some woman screamed out, Rescue Rangers.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. You guys got a bunch of live albums. I mean, it seems like, are you kind of really just more focused on being a live band? Because it looks like you've got a lot of live stuff.
We're geared towards the live show. Every show is different. We improvise a lot. Set list is always different. We try to keep, a lot of new covers entering rotation, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, our model is to share as much of that as broadly as possible. And then the new live album we have, Thanks for the Warning, Volume 1, is sort of a selection of stuff that we thought was really noteworthy from the last year. But we also we publish everything. So we record shows on our own and put them up on Bandcamp and on archive.org and things like that, just to share it. I don't think there's any benefit in this day and age to kind of keeping that stuff close. I think it's nice to put out.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I opened the show today with Infinity Spinning, which was cool because I usually open with a long song, let people get tuned in and whatnot. And great stuff.
Yeah, that's the challenge actually with this album and promoting this album is every track on it is like 7 or 8 minutes long.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You go to radio shows and they're like, yeah, it's a little long.
Yeah. We don't mind that here, but we're unusual. Yeah, you got a couple of shorter ones. Looks like the shortest one on this album is Thing About the Woods. That's only 4.5 minutes. That's a good radio length. But yeah, everything else, yeah, you're right. A lot of long songs.
Now, we are not known for our short songs.
Yeah,
it's not our thing too much.
But when you play live, does that kind of vary with these songs because there is some improvisation? I mean, is a lot of that just kind of feeling your way through it and then?
Yeah, it depends on where things are at on any given night. We don't buy into the pure jam band model where a song is going to go like 100% to the left and end up at 18 minutes or something. But there's a lot of padding built in where, if the vibe on a given night is to take something and, make it a little weird or explore something that we find while we're in the middle of it, we'll just jump right into that and go with it. And so that puts things on the longer side because I think we all, as players, really enjoy having that room to explore. And I think our audience really likes it too.
Yeah, drives Chip crazy, so we like to do that.
Yeah, appreciate that, guys.
Does it? Does it drive you crazy?
It's an interesting adventure. I mean, I generally like it. I mean, I love the level of talent in this band.
Yeah.
It's probably the most talented band I've ever played with.
Oh, cool.
Which is really nice.
Cool.
So it's a lot of fun playing with these guys.
So it started. So the band, as far as it being a band, it started with the three of you. But then there's other. But you have other musicians who play with you, right?
Yeah, we're a 6-piece.
Okay, 6-piece. So yeah, because I saw a couple of different pictures, and I think the most recent one I had seen there were 6 of you. Okay, so who else is there who's not here with us? And by the way, feel free to make up any crazy stories about why they're not here, because we enjoy that. Have fun with it if you want to. It's up to you.
So I think the first to bring up is Rob, the mysterious stranger O'Brien, who is a saxophone player by trade, but he also plays, you may have seen pictures of it, this like silver sci-fi looking thing. It's called an aerophone.
Okay.
And it's been a real education for me as to how wind synths work. And so it took us a little while because he would come in and like play a clarinet sound or something. He'd be like, it kind of sounds like a clarinet, but not quite. And it like when we were first exploring that turf, I was like, I don't know if this is cool or not. And then it sort of over time has become the coolest thing ever.
Really?
Because it's on stage and everyone's like, I have never seen one of those before. I have no idea what it is. And we don't have a guitarist in our band. And so we actually have him rip electric guitar solos on that thing. Which
Wow.
Is, yeah, it's unique.
Yeah.
Well, there's always one person at the show who will come up, you know, like either during a set break or at the end and say, "What is that thing?" Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Well, that's cool too, because it gives you, I mean, you know, to be able to really stand out and have something that nobody else has, that nobody else does. I mean, that's awesome.
Well, and Rob just keeps getting better and better with it as far as the sounds he finds and the spots he finds to fit in where he has, you know, just these unbelievable, like, weird synthesizer sounds that are almost like, sounds like it's through a bunch of effects pedals. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
You'll hear it on our songs, and now that we've said Aerophone, you'll start to listen and go,
yeah,
oh, maybe that's that thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You said, and you called him the mysterious
stranger?
I have to know. That sounds like there's a story there.
Do we have a concrete story for that?
It's sort of ever evolving between different stage attire that he chooses. The different times that he does or doesn't show up for a show.
Well, initially when we got started, I think it was more the fact that he was not able to make practice a lot of the time because his job took him away.
Yeah.
And so whenever he showed up, he was this sort of stranger who kind of just popped in and, still
okay.
knew everything.
Yeah.
He would usually just roll into a show without practicing at all, and we would, you know, maybe send him some stuff from practice. We're like, here's what we're working on. And he would show up and just slay at the show. He'd be like, okay, cool. They're like, we don't know who that guy is, but he just kind of came out on stage and did his thing with his sci-fi toaster. And
That's great.
And so that in varying degrees has continued. And yes, Rob is like, he's a vibe. Like sometimes he'll show up dressed like Mr. Rogers. Sometimes he'll show up dressed like I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up in like shorts and an open leather jacket with no shirt on underneath at the gig, like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All right, so there's Rob, and then who else?
And then Jillian Rourke, who plays baritone saxophone.
Okay.
And she, like most of us in the band, is a recovering grown-up. Who came to us, 2 years ago now? Just a little less than 2 years ago. She met Rob at a 4th of July party, and she is a pediatric dermatologist.
Yep.
And Rob was talking about our band and, you know, playing music, and she was like, well, I used to play baritone saxophone a long time ago, and I'm dying to do something with it. And so Rob brought her to band practice, and she took that opportunity and ran with it like I've never seen anybody run with anything before. Like she is
just fit right in.
Personality fit absolutely perfect, and just brings the best energy that just it contributes so much to what we do, and so it's been amazing to have her on board.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
And then we have Randy Honeyman, who plays percussion. And he's in every band in Concord, every single one, which is kind of amazing. And we had, you know, a big show at the Bank of New Hampshire stage in Concord, and we were looking to sort of pad the sound, and you know, so we brought Randy on for that one gig, and he came to a few practices, and we're all like, wow, we all really get along really well, and it's really nice having this extra layer on the sound. And so he, you know, has really quickly gotten up to speed on learning all of the material and the way that we operate with, again, you know, improvising or being ready to like take a song in a direction you might not have expected it to go, or it has never gone in practice or at a show before.
Yeah.
And he's a really good sport about that as well.
We catch him sometimes.
Yeah.
So we've ended up with this group of 6 people who are all very much on the same page. We all get along really well. We're all willing to work really hard at something that is a little bit ridiculous and a lot of fun for us. And I am so grateful for it. It's such a cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
And every time we get buy-in from more people, it blows my mind a little bit because it started as like my weird little thing, and then I
Yeah.
had you guys in on my weird little thing, and now we're like a going concern. And
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Yeah, that's great. So with a band like this and this kind of configuration, if like you mentioned, Rob he can't necessarily make it to every show. So is that kind of doing the kind of music that you're doing and with the ability to kind of improvise, does that make it easier to kind of adapt to situations like that? I've always wondered because, I'm a musician. I've played in a bunch of bands, but I've never played in anything where, you kind of had that flexibility. Maybe if somebody isn't there, that's okay. You can kind of work around it and still have it be really good. Is that kind of the situation with?
Yeah, we do that all the time. And we're 80% original.
Yeah.
So doing that, we can show up with anything from a trio to any of the combination of quads to the full band and put on a good show.
Yeah.
Chip and I are the only people who've played in every Andrew North and the Rangers show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I missed one.
Oh, really? Yeah.
In 5 years.
Was the other guy?
And they won't let me forget it.
Was the other guy who does percussion? I forgot his name. I apologize.
Randy,
was he able to be
Randy
there?
Was,
yeah,
Randy was on that.
There you go.
So
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Very cool. What about on the live releases? I assume that's the full band.
Yeah, that's everybody on the. Some of those live releases on Bandcamp are, but again, by nature of publishing as much as we can, some of those are different configurations. And we've had, we had a night recently where we couldn't have either sax player; they weren't available, so we called in. Do you know Matt the sax?
I don't think so.
He plays with Super Nothing. He's a great sax player.
I think he's going to be playing the national anthem at the.
The Fisher Cats.
Yeah, the Fisher Cats game coming up soon. I can't remember which one, but I think the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, he's an amazing player, and he for years he'd come up to me and be like, I want to play a gig with you guys sometime. I was like, here's your gig, and so he came like on extremely short notice and played the gig with us and killed it. And again, by nature of having a lot of improvisation, there's a lot of room to just. Here's where we're at tonight. Here's what we've got, and let's do something interesting with it. And
yeah.
It's really a fun place to be as a musician to have the opportunity to do that.
Oh yeah. So you guys probably you sometimes you'll fill a whole night, I would imagine, right? Like you could do like 3 hours or something if.
We can do 7 hours.
Jeez.
Seriously.
Yeah.
We got a couple of gigs coming up back to back where we're going to do 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
No repeats.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. Fun. That's kind of been a goal. I mean, I've been in bands all over the country, and I've never had a band in the 40-something years that I've been playing that could ever do that.
Yeah.
So it's a fun milestone for me. It's like, whoa, we can play 2 nights and not repeat.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And you said it's like 80% originals?
Yeah. We add as many covers as we can. Those tend to get second place priority in practice because working on original stuff is really fun.
Yeah.
So we tend to be a little more motivated towards that. And then the covers, we're always working on sort of a cover that will visit over the course of practice until it's where it needs to be to play out. And so that like those keep accumulating, but the original stuff tends to be where we're motivated to move things along faster. So we're always picking up new songs.
What kind of covers do you do?
Anything.
Well, I think our main influence for covers would be like The Cure and Warren Zevon.
Oh yeah.
Ben Folds.
Oh.
We're all fans of those types of bands.
Yeah.
But we also do, some jazz stuff like, John Scofield, some tunes off of a Go-Go, and things like that. So we try to cover some good range. I mean, that, playing Scofield isn't really going to get you a lot of crowd buy-in, but
I would imagine there's probably some that you do that the crowd doesn't necessarily even realize that they're covers, right?
Those it's nice to have a few of those. I'm a big Fish head, and we do Wolfman's Brother, and so for a certain set of people, they're like, "Oh, I know that." Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are just like, "Oh, I like that song."
Yeah.
So sometimes you're visiting little camps of music fans with the way you choose covers.
Yeah.
And then we also have a few that are right down the middle, like we do. Call Me Al, Paul Simon.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And everybody knows and loves that song.
We'll just do whatever. I mean, we got a Weird Al tune on our set list too.
Yeah,
you do? Oh, I have to know what song.
Yoda.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's almost a 2-for-1 cover because you get the Kinks fans
Oh.
and the Weird Al fans.
That's true.
Sure
That's true. Yeah. We have Andrew North and the Rangers here with us in studio. Again, if you have anything for the band, any questions or anything, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. But we can play another song. Should we do something from Thanks for the Warning Volume 1? This is the newest one, right? The newest album.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll let you pick, but I'm kind of curious to hear something where, okay, so Rob's, what's the name of the instrument again?
It's an aerophone.
Is there a particular song where the aerophone really stands out? Because now I want to hear something where it's prominent and I can listen for it.
I'm trying to think off of this list.
Yeah. I see a song called Epiphone, but I don't see one called Aerophone.
Yeah, Epiphone is a very straight up saxophone type song.
Is it? Yeah.
I Want to Be a Ranger is real long, but that has a lot of synthy stuff from the aerophone on it.
Yeah. Yeah, we have time. We can play that one.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's do that. All right. So this is I Want to Be a Ranger. This is from Andrew North and the Rangers. The album is called. Oh, by the way, why is it called Thanks for the Warning Volume 1?
We're still figuring that out. The Thanks for the Warning is a reference to. We got a wonderful write up from Matt Whithouse at the Hippo.
Yeah.
For the studio album we did, and he likened it to. It was like Frank Zappa meets Chicago Transit Authority / something else. What was the third one? Do you remember?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But anyways, those two are enough to give you the gist of like what he mentioned, and we're like, oh, that's amazing! Like we're really proud of that. We made like a Facebook post, with that quote pulled out, and like the first comment immediately was somebody who's like, "Thanks for the warning."
Oh, really?
And I was like, I could see that.
Oh, that's funny.
But we'll run with that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So
bring it on.
Yeah,
that always stuck with us.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, here it is. This is this track's called "I Want to Be a Ranger."
This one's true. Seriously, it's true. I know you guys believe me. I'm not sure Kyle believes me. That's okay. We still love Kyle. He's a good guy. Truck, them poachers out of luck. I want to be a ranger. I'm lacing skates at MSG. A hat trick if I score 3. I want to be a ranger, an army ranger rough and tough. I don't take no love. I want to be a ranger. I'm off with powers never known. I send Rita Repulsa home. 'Cause I'm ranging far and wide. Y'all best step aside. 'Cause I'm ranging far and wide. Y'all best step aside. I want to be a ranger. Like Chuck Norris I could be. Walk with Texas Ranger free. I want to be a ranger. 'Cause I show rage when I sing. range in my acting. There's a range across the plains, a range through mountains high, a range into the sea, high up in the sky. A range across the plains, a range through mountains high, a range into the sea, high up in the sky. Want to be a ranger. 1, 2, 3, 4. plains, range mountain high, range in the sea, higher than the sky, range across plains, range mountain high, range in the sea, higher than the sky. I want to be a ranger.
Oh, that is cool. That is I Want to Be a Ranger from Andrew North and the Rangers here. And they are with us in studio. That is from the album Thanks for the Warning, Volume 1, live in 2022. Do you guys, are you guys recording anything this year as far as live albums? Or
we're going to sort of see what we end up with at the end of the year. We always get as high quality recordings as we can for everything we play. And then we can sort of assess at the end of the year what we've got and what we want to share as far as at a level of, getting it properly mixed and mastered and putting it out as a compilation album like this.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're going to end up with for this year. I hope we end up with something that we can do a volume 2 for 23, but that is yet to be determined.
We keep threatening to work on a new studio album, which we need to get going on.
Yeah. No, that's yeah, we did play. I played earlier in the show one of the studio tracks there. Well, yeah, from Phosphorescent. I can't say that word. Phosphorescent Snack. Is that the only studio album so far? Everything else is live?
Yep, that's what we've got so far.
Okay, cool. If you're just joining us, we do have Andrew North and the Rangers here, or half the band, the founding members here in studio with us. We have, of course, Andrew North and Chip and Dale are with us. And if you'd like to join us, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. The studio line is open, and we do have a little bit of time left on today's show if you'd like to get in with a call for these guys. What is the songwriting process like? Because and again, I've never played in a band where there's some improvisation and whatnot. I mean, when you guys, who writes the songs? Do you guys write together, or do you come up with individual ideas? Or
we've worked just about every possible way that you can approach that, and we're always open to approaching it in whatever way is gonna work in any particular time. So there's a little bit of improvisation to that aspect too.
Yeah.
I just write a lot by nature, so I bring a lot of stuff to the band, and at the level of, all right, here's how I play it by myself on piano and sort of what I'm going for, and then everybody else in the band takes that and runs with it, and we end up where we end up. So I'll never come in and be like, and the bass part should go
right,
like it, I mostly I'll come with it and be like, all right, here's what I've got as far as, words and chord changes. And usually it's in a state where it's going to end up fairly close to where I started from. Not always.
Yeah.
And that's been a really rewarding process. It's really good practice for me, letting go of being a control freak about some of that stuff. It's great practice. We also do write as a group. Some of our favorite stuff has been stuff that we all wrote together. Like Mary's Chicken Thigh Money was this weird shambly process of things that came out of band practice, inside jokes, and then all of a sudden it turns into a song. And Chip writes as well. I'm always hoping that everyone else will write. Dale, I'm still waiting for your song.
Hey, I've done some lyrics.
Our policy is to always have sort of a yes policy. Like when people bring songs or covers they want to do or things like that, it's always like, yes, we'll try it. It may not stick, and it may be something we try and we're like, yeah, that didn't really get to where we wanted it to be. But we're always willing to try things, and I think that's really important in a band, to give everybody space to express themselves and to use, to have it be the same creative outlet that I'm lucky enough to have it be, where I'm like, I wrote a bunch of songs and here they are, and now we play them all, and to me that's the coolest thing ever, and I hope that the band can serve that function for everybody.
Right. We have a call. Somebody wants to talk to you. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, this is Rob. This is the guy that plays that airphone you were talking about a while ago.
Rob, I heard about you. I heard you're very mysterious.
I tend to be. That's why I'm not there in person. I usually don't show my face unless I'm at a performance in full costume. But I just wanted to thank you, since I couldn't be there personally, for bringing us on the show and sharing our music with the area.
Oh, happy to do it. I really like what you guys are doing, and fascinated to learn about the Aerophone. Am I saying that right? Aerophone?
Yeah, you can search for it online. It's going to bring you to some sketchy, like, North Korean website, but if you can get through all of the spam filters, you'll find some documentation on it.
I gotcha. Is that how you bought your Aerophone? You bought it from North Korea? Is that even legal?
I thought it was passed down through the generations.
It's legal if you're in North Korea.
Right. I understand. So you went to North Korea to get. I mean, you're mysterious, so you can make up whatever story about it you want. So you went to North Korea to get the Aerophone. Is that correct?
It's actually it's a roll-in product. It's really fun. It's what kind of got me re-energized back into music after I found these guys.
So no kidding.
My little toy that keeps things interesting.
Yeah. No, that's very cool. Yeah, I don't know if you were listening. I don't know if you've been listening from the beginning, but yeah, I was asking these guys for a song where you can really kind of hear the Aerophone, and yeah, it's fascinating. I'm gonna have to, because obviously there's some live videos too, right, on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to look up some of those and watch some of those, and I want to see the Aerophone in action. That's pretty cool.
Oh, you'll see some stuff.
I got that impression. Yeah.
Rob is a man.
But anyway,
action.
thanks again. I'll let you guys continue listening from afar.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, Rob. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
All right. Very good. That does open up the line for you if you have anything for the band. 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. So when you write something and you bring it to the band, and like you said, you don't try to control what everyone does in terms of their parts, but do you ever find that what you had in mind or how you heard it in your head, what it comes out as, ends up being just wildly different from what you had envisioned?
Always, to a matter of degree, it always ends up different from where I thought it might have been going. And sometimes it does end up extremely different. And I find that's a big part of the fun and really a rewarding process. And that's like, I used to have a really hard time with that with bands, where I would write something and I'd be very committed to what I thought the song should be like. And everybody, you've been in bands, the nature, everybody brings what they bring to it, and you sort of navigate to where it's going to. And it took me a while to appreciate that process. And, especially with this band, the results are consistently so good that I really trust that process a lot more than I have in the past or in past bands, where it's like, and sometimes it takes a few weeks for somebody to really dial in the part, and you have to trust. You're like, all right, I hear sort of what you're going for, and even though it's not there yet, we'll keep working on it, and I know it's going to get there. And that is really cool to watch. As Chip was saying, we're so lucky to have just a phenomenal group of musicians, and watching everybody sort of work things out in real time and challenge themselves and get better, I think is a big part of what keeps us all energized as a band and keeps making those songs better. And that's another thing, is that we're never officially done with a song. Songs are always sort of open to revision. Yeah. So if, we can have a song that we've been playing for 2 or 3 years, and in practice we're like, let's try this, or, change this around about it. And that's also sort of a fun process and a nice way to let songs move along with us as a band. Because I personally, I get really bored playing stuff that's 100% sort of on the rails, exactly the same every time. And like, here's the fill right after the first verse. It's always the exact same notes, and that's not how my brain works. So I'm really glad I've found a group of other musicians who are willing to put up with that.
Yeah, we're all off the rails too. So.
There you go. Well, it's like we were talking off air while that song was playing, I Want to Be a Ranger. You guys were talking about how there's 3 different possible endings for that song, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of depends on that happens once a show. Sirens every day. I never know when in the show it's going to happen, but it happens every show. I was really
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Glad it delivered.
yes. But I mean, that I would imagine that helps, kind of keep it fresh and exciting when it's, when the songs kind of change and evolve over time. And are there a lot of songs that go back to when you like pre-meeting these guys when you were doing the solo thing?
A couple of those tunes go way back. Epiphone on the album goes back to I want to say 2004 or 5. And I actually didn't write that one. A bandmate of mine named Jeff Rhodes, who's a guitarist, wrote that one. And I always liked it so much that we've kept it going, almost 20 years later now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then Electrostatic Chills, which tends to be the song that we put at the end of every show. Which again, we improvise a lot, but we also play the same song at the end of every show.
Oh.
I'm not sure exactly why, but it's fun.
Yeah,
I wrote that one. That was a really early one when in college I would go down to like the basement in the music department and just like hang out in the piano room, just noodling around for hours at a time because I didn't know what else to do with my time.
Yeah.
And I was starting to write, and I wrote that song in that stretch, which was almost 20 years ago. It might have been 03 or 04, and it's really cool to let a song like that keep going. I played that in my college band and my band for a couple of years after college, and so to be able to still be doing it and to have added so much to it in that, we have new vocal parts that we've worked up over time, and having saxophone parts that are really specific in it, and there's sort of little things that line up with the lyrics that have evolved over time is really cool to have sort of a song that is almost old enough to drink. Keeps getting stuff added to it.
Right. Yeah. And we were also, I think this was just off air we were talking, but it's interesting to me. Dale, you were saying that live you're playing electronic drums.
Yep.
And it's remarkable how good they sound. Like, and I even asked you at one point during that song, I said, so this is all electronic, but that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's funny because people a lot of times will play in front of audience where we've got audience members that have not seen us play yet.
Yeah.
And I can see on their face, especially if they're old school or if they're drummers, they'll look and go, electronic set. Then by the end of the first set, they're coming up to me like, oh my, I cannot believe that's an electronic set,
Yeah,
So then I'm explaining about all the new Roland technology, and they're just so into it because it's amazing how the new technology sounds. So.
Yeah,
Roland sends Dale a check every month.
They do.
Yes. There you go.
One of the great things about an electronic drum kit is that you can actually pick different sounds for different songs.
Yeah,
which is one of the it's a lot of different variety there.
And the other awesome thing about it is we can control our own sound level from stage.
Right.
So we can play indoor in breweries or small venues.
That's true.
Everything goes through the board, no amps on stage because that's usually dictated by how loud the drummer is.
Yeah.
And so we're literally mixing everything through the monitors first and then out to the mains, and whatever level the venue wants, we can do.
That's a big advantage.
And we get a lot of compliments. Oh, we can listen to you guys and still talk. This is awesome.
Right. Yeah. No, that's very cool. Chip, as the bass player, were you skeptical at all at first with about the electronic drums, or?
Well, it was a little bit getting used to because I hadn't played with anybody who had played electronic drums before. Although, I mean, Dale and I had played together some at one of the open mics up in Concord before we actually ended up in this band together.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I knew he was talented, and I knew, we clicked very well.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting seeing that, and I mean, I got used to it pretty quickly. It was fine.
Yeah. Cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, it is amazing how far the technology has come. What is the gigging schedule like? Are you guys, do you play out a lot pretty consistently, or?
Yeah, we've got as Dale said, we've got back-to-backs coming up next week on Thursday and Friday. So Thursday the 22nd, we're at Panucci's up in Concord. It's going to be a really fun show. And then on the 23rd, on the Friday, it's the Market Days Festival in Concord next week, which is kind of a festival of everything.
Oh yeah.
And it is like the Concord music scene's time to shine. So we always really look forward to it. And if folks don't know, the Bicentennial Square stage by the coffee shop there, Brothers Cortado, that stage in there is like New Hampshire Band Central, and you can just post up and hang out there all day and see so much incredible music. So we're playing on that stage on Friday at 6:30, which we're really looking forward to. We did that last year on the Saturday night, and it was such a good time.
Yeah.
And then let's see, 2 weeks after that, on Saturday, July 1st, we're at Feathered Friend in Concord.
1 week.
And is that 1 week after? Okay, I can't tell time.
Is that new, Feathered Friend?
Feathered Friend, they're pretty new. They've been around for a little more than a year, but in that time, they've gone from like little startup brewery to like, all right, now we took over the back parking lot and we're going to have music back there, even though there's no shade and it's 1,000,000 degrees, and whatever. They built this crazy stage and patio setup and like sound system. It's really cool.
It's awesome.
And and even we played there a couple times last year, and this year they've upped their game. Really, I've seen a couple shows there, and it's really stoked to get back there. They're really committed to doing like a live music thing there.
Yeah.
And their beer is really good too. So recommend stopping by that one.
Where in Concord is that?
It's in the South End. It's on South Main Street.
Okay.
Kind of by Vinny's Pizza.
Oh, yep.
And
I grew up in Concord, so I know that area well.
What's the date on the Henniker concert series? Is that the 11th?
Yeah, it's the 11th.
Yeah, Tuesday, July 11th. We're playing in Henniker for their summer concert series.
Okay.
And then on July 15th, we're playing at Litherman's Limited in Concord.
Yes.
Another brewery gig. And they usually put us outside on their patio, which is another actually surprisingly lovely parking lot.
Yeah.
And so we play there a couple times a year as well, and we always really look forward to it. So summer tends to be pretty busy for us.
Yeah.
We have not been able to maintain a schedule that lets us get too far afield right now.
Mhm.
You know, we're always looking for gigs to get out of town, but logistically it's really hard to pull off with 6 people. So we've been having a great time playing Concord, and because every show is different, people keep coming to see us.
Yeah.
So it actually works out pretty well for us to be able to just play a lot and have people get to know our music better and get to know our weird sense of humor and our inside jokes. And so it kind of builds on itself in a really nice way. And so it's always the more people we can bring in, the better.
Yeah. That's excellent.
And one other thing real quick to mention is we should do is that every month, first Wednesday of the month, we actually host the open mic at Area 23 up in Concord.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yep.
I mean, we'll play a few songs ourselves, but we'll also back up other musicians if they ask us to.
Oh, nice.
And that open mic thing has really become a thing. Like when we first talked to Area 23 about doing that once a month, I figured it would be, pretty casual, open mic, pretty chill. We'd get through the list of singer-songwriter guitar folks, and then we would have a couple hours at the end to just basically have an open band practice.
Yeah.
And it very quickly ramped up to people found out we were hosting, and now in Concord there's like 110 people out on a Wednesday night, and they're there from 6:30 p.m. to like 10:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And people don't go out in Concord, so it really like blows my mind.
Right.
Like we get that every month, and it's so cool, and it's a really like fun and positive community that's grown around that. So it's super cool.
Yeah, and now we're getting full bands that want to come and debut that have never played in front of people before.
Oh, no kidding.
Come on our host night. And it's just become a really cool thing.
For some reason, it's worth their time to drive. Like we had a guy drive from Maine last time to play with his band there, and we're like, I know it sucks, but you get 3 songs, and that's it. And like they're all super stoked on it. So
wow, cool.
It's really cool. And I learn about a ton of bands and musicians through that. And seeing people come out of the woodwork and just blow my mind with how talented they are is amazing.
Yeah, Area 23 seems to have really caught on. Kirk was on my show. He's never been on this iteration of the show. He was on the old version of the show that I had when I did the TV show. But it seems like they're really thriving, which is good to see.
Yeah.
Good to see. And, and it allows local music to thrive. And, that's fantastic. So, so you guys, and then at some point, I can't remember if we talked about this on air or off air. At some point, you might do another studio album.
Yeah, we're always working on it. We have more songs than we know what to do with for that context. And what's really nice is that with the electronic drums and all that, it's actually really easy to self-record without a lot of lead or things like that. So Phosphorescent Snack, we did, the basic tracking on our own. And then got some professional help doing the mix and master to get it, where it really needed to be.
Yeah.
But that kind of process, and again, I think it's really enabled by the electronic drums, allows us to take the time that we really need to tinker with things or to do it in our own time and to get to a result that we're really excited about, which I think, I've recorded studio albums in studio and that I've paid for myself and things like that. And that feeling of being under the gun, I don't feel like is really, sometimes it's great for the creative process.
Sure.
For me personally, I stress too much, and it was not. I'm not happy in that process. So I'm much happier being like, all right, let's try this song, and we can play it, 15 times over and over and over again, and sort of see where we end up with it, and not have to be watching the clock or anything.
Right.
And then once we have that bundled together, then it's much easier to take a project that's a discrete size and scope, and you can go to an engineer and be like, all right, can you help us? Because I'm not an audio engineer. Can you help us make this sound amazing?
Yeah.
And we're lucky to have folks who can do that.
Oh, yeah. And we're fortunate to live in a time where you have so many different options as far as recording. And, I've talked to bands who, they never even were in the same room when recording albums. They would, like during the pandemic, they would email tracks back and forth. And, it's incredible what you can do now. And, and of course, there's still plenty of great studios around, too, where you can go and you can pay the money and spend the time there. But you can do a lot on your own these days. It's changed a lot from when I was growing up, or when any of us were growing up, really.
Well, definitely on some of the songs on Fast, Fresh, and Snack, we'd be doing stuff, and then Rob would come in and he'd record like 8 different tracks for the same song.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And various different
Rob,
instruments on his Aerophone, too.
Rob was a bit of an orchestra unto himself.
Yeah,
in true Mysterious Stranger fashion. We just gave him the tracks, and he gave them back to us, and we're like, oh my God, what did you do? And most
eight
of that
layers
made the
later.
album.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have options, I guess, right? By the way, in the Facebook live chat, Paulie C is in there. He says, hello, big fan. Paul, of course, from Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C every Friday night. And I have the honor of being one of Paul's co-hosts on that show. And also my dad, Martin Connarton, is in the Facebook live chat as well. We're gonna in a couple of moments we'll start to wrap up. We'll play one more track from your live album. One of your live albums, I should say. Thanks for the Warning, Volume 1. But before we begin to wrap up, I want to make sure that everybody knows where to find you guys online, so they can keep up with everything that you're doing and keep up with shows. And it sounds like you've got a busy summer ahead and all of it. And of course, where to find your music. So anything you want to make sure everyone knows.
Oh yeah. We Dale Webmasters our website at andrewnorthandtherangers.com.
It's a nice website.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm a website geek, so I notice these things.
And then we keep up with our Facebook. We keep that really maintained. So if you want to know what's going on, that's probably a great place to go. Just search Andrew North and the Rangers on Facebook.
Yeah.
On Instagram at Andrew North and the Rangers. Those are probably the primary ones. As far as keeping up with output, Bandcamp is a great place to. We post almost every show up there, for folks to keep up with it.
And do go to andrewnorthandtherangers.com and go to the contact page. We just have like a little 4 or 5 field contact form.
Yeah.
And we'll get you on the email list. And Andrew is awesome at putting out basically a monthly newsletter and a calendar session update when we have a bunch of shows lined up. And he'll get emails out to everybody.
Cool.
We're very communicative.
Yeah.
So just go on there and sign up for our email list.
Excellent. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you all so much. Andrew, Chip, Dale, I appreciate the three of you coming in. This has been wonderful. And I will just remind the listeners, if you missed any part of today's show, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And, of course, if you are listening live on Thursday on WMNH Through the Stage Door, hosted by Rob Dion, is coming up next. And I'll remind you, too, tomorrow on the show, our musical guest is Hell's Throne. They're Skyping in, I think, from Germany, and they're like kind of dark and heavy. I don't know if you guys figured that out from the name, Hell's Throne, but
that's a great name. I'm going to listen to that.
There you go. But guys, thank you again so much, Andrew North and the Rangers. This has been cool, and I'll let you guys pick. I'm going to play one more track to close the show from Thanks for the Warning, Volume 1. What should I play?
First off, thank you so much, Matt, for having us.
Thank
you. That was so much fun.
Oh, my pleasure.
I'd say play Epiphone.
Epiphone?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
Feature our absent saxophone players.
Gotcha. All right, we will close out with that. Okay, so this is Epiphone from Andrew North and the Rangers, and I'll talk at y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.